Hello students, I hope you all must be fine. This is Preeti Jain and today we are going to discuss chapter 4 from Snapshots book, that is Birth by A.J. Cronin. And in this chapter we came to know a scientific therapy that has been adopted by Dr. Andrew. So let's see what happened in this chapter. First of all, about the author, A.J. Cronin is full. Archibald Joseph Cronin, born July 19, 1896. Cardos, Wisconsin. Scott, died Jan 6, 1981. Montrex, Swiss-Scottish novelist and physician whose works combining realism with social criticism won a large Anglo-American readership. So this was the author's introduction. Let's see the outline of the story. It was nearly midnight. These are the main points. Dr. Andrew Mansion found Joe Morgan waiting for him when he reached home. So Dr. Andrew, he is a newly medical pass doctor, and Joe Morgan is his friend. He is waiting for Dr. Andrew when he reached home. Joe's wife was expecting a child after 20 years of their marriage. So why Joe was waiting of Dr. Andrew's house, at Dr. Andrew's house? Because his wife was going to deliver their first baby after 20 years married life. She needed immediate medical help. So her husband wants medical help for her wife. Both of them set out for Morgan's house. So when Joe informed to Andrew that his wife is going to deliver their first baby and she needs his help, so Dr. Andrew started with him. Mr. Morgan's mother and the nurse stood beside the patient. When Dr. Andrew reached the house, so Mrs. Morgan's mother and the nurse, they were stood beside the patient. Andrew had to make a choice after the birth of the child, to save the child or perform his duty towards the child's mother, to save her life too. So there were two obligations. He has to save the baby first or baby's mother first. How he saved both life? He gave the child to the nurse and turned his attention towards Susan Morgan, John Morgan's wife. Susan lay collapsed, almost pulseless. The doctor injected the medicine and after some frantic efforts left her out of danger. Then he asked for the child. The nurse felt no pulse, so she kept the baby amidst old newspapers. So the nurse felt that the baby is not alive. The newly born baby was still. That's why she put the baby amongst the old newspapers. He was pulled out of the newspaper. So Dr. Andrew pulled the newspaper so that he picked up the baby. He was a boy, perfectly formed. His body was white and soft. The child was suffering from asphyxia, the lack of oxygen in blood. So this child was still because there was lacking of oxygen in blood. Andrew ordered for hot and cold water and 2 basins. Basins here means tub. So Andrew started to make a therapy that he had read somewhere, and he firstly ordered to bring hot and cold water in different jugs and bring 2 tubs also. He went on placing the chilled now in icy cold water and then to steaming hot water. So he started his therapy, one in cold water, then hot water, then cold water, then hot water. 15 minutes passed, nothing better happened. A sense of defeat pressed on Andrew. Now Andrew was surprised, Andrew was tensed. However, he went on rubbing the child with a rough towel. Then he started to rub the child's chest with the towel. He kept crushing and releasing the little chest with both of his hands. He pressed the chest of little baby with his hands, press and left. The miracle took place. The child gave a short heave. He was gasping, now deeper and deeper. His skin turned pink and then the child started crying. So finally, Dr. Andrew gave life both to Mrs. Morgan and to Mrs. Morgan's child too. So he continued to make the efforts. Andrew gave the child to the nurse and came out of the room. Outside stood Joy. He was highly relieved. Both the mother and the child were safe and sound. Dr. Andrew said to Mr. Morgan that both are safe, his baby and his wife too. So with this, we came to an end of this chapter. Thank you so much for seeing this. Thank you so much.